I had one chance to interest you. In the light of the recent unexpected announcement of an Avatar movie, yeah, no one saw it coming, I decided to finally dive into this universe. I confess, I'm guilty, cause I didn't watch this show 10 years ago or even 5. I bridge watched it just a month ago, and now I want to share my thoughts on the first season. Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Water, earth, fire, air.
Is an animated series that premiered on Nickelodeon in 2005. While the creators came up with first concept back in 1995, they had to rework the concept to meet the network's requirements. First, an action-adventure without graphic violence. Second, deep lore and well-developed world. Third, the show had to be told from a child perspective. It's like they were playing ping pong with these constraints, and that's how the entire Avatar universe was born. So, how does this show work? Pyro and Nemo sorry, not that universe. There's fire, water, air, and earthbenders, of course. 100 years ago, the Fire Nation started a war, disrupting the balance.
Only the Avatar, master of all 4 elements, could stop them. But when the world needed him most, he vanished.
The Avatar is reincarnates in a cycle: fire, air, water, earth, like the seasons. Before the war, the last Avatar was a firebender. The Fire Nation, knowing the Avatar was their biggest threat, committed genocide against the air nomads, trying to eliminate him. But that Avatar was a young boy named Aang. The monks told Aang he was the Avatar at age 12, even though this is traditionally revealed at 16. Aang is forbidden from living a normal life. His friends won't play with him because he's the Avatar. And to make things worse, they want to separate him from his teacher. Learning all this, the boy runs away with his flying bison and gets caught in a storm. Entering the Avatar state to save himself, he freezes himself in an iceberg for century. Don't ask me how the bison survived, okay? 100 years later, a waterbender girl named Katara frees Aang because her brother made her angry. Aang then learns that the world is at war, and as Avatar, he must stop it. 12 years, let me remind you. He also sends out a spiritual signal through all the temples announcing his return, and the hunt for him begins. To end the war, he must master all the elements following the cycle. But what if he skips the cycle? Well... So Aang, along with 2 friends from the Southern Water Tribe, Katara and Sokka, head to the North Pole to find a waterbending teacher. Why not learn at the South Pole? Well, the only waterbender there is Katara, who spent her whole life hearing her brother say she's useless as a bender.
Why is it that every time you play with magic water, I get soaked?
Chasing them is Zuko, who's trying to restore his honor. Oh, and the Avatar is connected to the spirit world and has to deal with spirit's problem too. At the North Pole, some idiot killed the moon spirit. One girl traded her life to save it. Aang stood up for fish rights because there are people too, and that's how season 1 ends. Characters. Aang, a normal boy with a normal life and responsibility of saving the entire world, a burden he never asked for. Now he has to end a century-long war started by a nation with a massive army and advanced technology. I think we all saw ourselves at age 12 in him, even though the first season is more kid-friendly compared to the others. Keyword compared. This is exactly where Aang learns his people were genocide, and the man who was his mentor, friend and father figure is dead. At first, Aang refuses to believe everything turned out this way, clinging to any shred of hope, but Gyatso's corpse becomes the reality check that forces Aang to accept the truth. Yes, Gyatso would have died eventually, but the fact that his skeleton lies among Fire Nation soldiers tells us he died in battle. And Aang blames himself for that too. This season, he finds himself a new family and overcomes the overwhelming guilt for Gyatso, for the air nomads, and for running away when the world needed the Avatar most. Katara. Imagine being a 14-year-old girl who, along with her brother, is responsible for taking care of an entire tribe. She's the only waterbender with nobody supporting her, and she has to teach herself everything. That's her. Her power is literally what kicks off the show plot. Throughout the episodes, we see that Katara's bending is deeply tied to her emotions.
No! No way am I apologizing to a sour old man like you!
This is a 14-year-old girl who, amid war, forgot she's still a child.
I haven't done this since I was a kid! You still are a kid!
Yes, she sometimes takes the role of the team mom and moral compass, but people forget she's also hot-headed and stubborn. Need proof? She found herself a teacher by challenging a master bender to a duel, defying her own tribe customs. Cause we learn girls are forbidden from learning combat waterbending. They only get healing training as children's. Also, don't forget she tricked Fire Nation guards to infiltrate an Earth Kingdom prison and free the Earthbenders. A 14-year-old girl. I just remind you, in wartime, kids are still fighting while adults have lost all hope.
Let us fight for our freedom!
And now for my favorite Katara moments, the ones that actually make her feel alive. She keeps annoying the local turret girl because for her free reasons that absolutely useless, and she looking for guidance on every little decision, even stuff like where should I shit?
Okay, but one more thing.
All right, what is it?
Should I eat a mango or a papaya for breakfast tomorrow?
Papaya.
Yeah, right here. And then she falls for some guy with a pretty face and a completely wrecked psyche.
Hey, Sokka. Is Jet back?
Yeah, he's back, but we're leaving.
What? But I made him this hat.
Yep, another one for our mental health clinic. Sokka, one of the most underrated characters. He's the only man left on the South Pole. And remember, these tribes are patriarchal.
Simple. Girls are better at fixing pants than guys, and guys are better at hunting and fighting and stuff like that. It's just the natural order of things.
Responsible for caring for the tribe and training the next generation. It's also fascinating to see how Sokka, a sexist, confronts with Kyoshi warriors, who are all women, growing up into Water Tribe. He immediately assumes he was captured by men.
Where are the men who ambushed us?
When spirals in Sazeno
I can't believe I got beat up by a bunch of girls.
and devaluation.
They snuck up on me. Sneak attacks don't count.
I'm not saying this to shame him. Oh my gosh, how can anyone live with that worldview? The show demonstrates that people can change their views, and that's normal. That's the beauty of characters like this. I really love that dialogue.
I treated you like a girl when I should have treated you like a warrior.
I am a warrior. But I'm a girl, too.
Sokka also often serves as the voice of reason in the group. Is he the leader? I think their team has no single leader. Everyone takes on that role at some point. Before we move on from the Water Tribe characters, I want to talk about one strong female character. Though in Avatar there's no weak female characters. Yui, the princess of the Northern Water Tribe, who completely follows by traditions. She doesn't argue and always obeys. You might think, where's the strong heroine here? When the moon spirit was killed, Yui was the only one who could save it, because she carried part of its power, and she literally sacrificed herself. Yes, that quiet, patriarchal girl made such a brave choice. Now for the best character in this universe, Uncle Iroh. He's just the best. That's all you need to know. Literally. In Season 1, we learn he's a Fire Nation general who laid siege to Ba Sing Se for 600 days. And during that siege, his son died. Though he does have some questionable moments.
Uncle, I didn't see you get hit with the tongue.
An old man hitting on a young girl is strange. But it shows that no one is perfect, I guess. Now for characters whose opinion I changed every season. Zuko, Prince of Fire Nation and the son of the Fire Lord, and also quite a thorn in Avatar's side. As a young boy, Zuko insisted on attending an important war meeting where, oh honor, he dared to think about the lives of soldiers.
You can't sacrifice an entire division like that. Those soldiers love and defend our nation. How can you betray them?
For showing disrespect, he was forced to duel his own father. Refusing to fight, his own father burned and banished him, only by capturing the Avatar, who hadn't been seen in over 100 years. Zuko could return home. Essentially, Zuko's father outright said he didn't want to see his son. Originally, the season 1 finale was the episode where Aang was captured and Zuko saved him, but then Nickelodeon ordered 8 more episodes. In this season, Zuko doesn't have much development, but I was entertained by his tantrums and Iroh's reaction.
Why don't you enjoy a cup of calming jasmine tea?
I don't need any calming tea! I need to capture the Avatar!
With a nephew like this, all I can do is sit and drink jasmine tea. Every season has its main villain, and in season 1, it's definitely not Zuko. Admiral Zhao, the main antagonist of season 1, who wants to go down in history as the great Admiral Zhao who destroyed the last of Water Tribe civilization and the Moonslayer. Zhao cares only about his goal, the life of his soldiers, the prince's word. Nothing interests him. They are all just trash to him. His arrogance is on full display in the final scenes, where instead of accepting Zuko's help, he chooses to die. And I think, if it weren't for their mentors, both Zuko and even Aang could have ended up like Zhao. Aang is a talented bender who sometimes neglects practice, and Zuko is very emotional.
I had a pupil once who had no interest in learning discipline. He was only concerned with the power of fire.
Zhao was that kind of student, unwilling to learn self-control and discipline, relying only on talent and brute force. By the end of season 1, Aang came to terms with his guilt, accepting his identity, visited the spirit world, and saved the Water Tribe. Katara grew as waterbender. Sokka abandoned his sexist views. Zuko, however, still hasn't found his honor, and Aira continues to enjoy his tantrums. And now for the moments that I found absolutely ridiculous and dumb. How exactly did Appa survive 100 years in that iceberg? Maybe the Avatar state protected him, but it's never fully explained. And also that unbelievable glowing light in the temples because Aang went into the Avatar state. Even though literally in the last episode he was working as a human lamb? Like, come on. In the Storm episode, Aang flies off on his glider. Katara climbs up on Appa. And then out of nowhere, this lady just showed up there too? How did she even find that place? Well, that's all for season 1. If you enjoyed this, you can hit like and subscribe, cause you should, and share your thoughts in the comments. Bye!